about me. I moved to Knoxville in 2014, and I was lucky enough to meet Angelique soon after in 2015. I do love it here, I have to say. I came from a place where people in the family didn't really honor who they were, and by that I mean they didn't necessarily know who they were. And at some point it became really important to me to find out who I was and to not just recognize what was family, you know, what part of me came from family, but what part of me was truly the me of me's. So when I grew up, I was supposed to fit into a mold, actually. My mother had some mental illness, and in the time when I grew up, there were different things that girls did, and there were different things that boys did, and I was supposed to do things that a girl did. But as it turned out, that didn't really fit me. By accident, of course, right? I ended up changing streams. I became a computer network engineer. I did basically what my daddy did, so I broke the rules. I didn't get married right away as I was supposed to. I went to New York. I lived by myself. I found out what it was like to live in a city that I didn't know, where I had no friends really, and to work. I did that. Then eventually I left. You know, I spent a year skiing by myself again. And it took me a long time to come around to the next part of my life, which in fact was exactly what I was supposed to do in the beginning, right? Get married, although I didn't have children. But it was a very slow transformation. You know, in my family, one did not trust not only each other, but one did not trust the world, and one did not trust themselves. And throughout time and through a lot of work, I would say I do trust the people that I know. I do trust the people that I love. And I trust also that I can't really fix everything. That's one thing that I learned. And that is, to me, part of trust, is trusting that the other person that you're working with or talking to or being with, that they know what is best for them. I consider myself not to be bound by the rules, either the ones that I grew up with or the ones that I see around me. So I would say in the end, I kind of came to my own conclusion about what life was going to be, and I have no hesitation about living it my way. I myself don't have to pretend to be anything that I'm not. People that love me, people that know me, I can be myself with. People that don't love me, people that don't know me, I can still be myself with. Although maybe sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. But in the end, I don't really try to please people in the way that maybe I was taught to do. It's not really what I do that defines me, it's really what I am. So there's like a class of things that I need to be happy. You know, I need nature to be happy. I need trees to be happy. I may even need kitty cats to be happy. And I know for sure that I'm happier because I'm married to my husband. I love to draw. I draw flowers. Never really tempted to draw much else. Every single flower, if you really look at a flower up close, it has everything you could possibly want anywhere. It has definition, you know, it has color, it has pizzazz. I do love to play piano. I've taken lessons for a couple of years. Love my teacher. He is the real deal. Every time I think I have it exactly right, and I'll show him exactly what I've done, I found out I really had it exactly wrong. But I'm always happy when I walk out because he's taught me something that I didn't know before. I love to walk outside, I plant things, I find every excuse in the world to plant things. I love to ski, and I find that skiing, it's really like things that you love. There's just that moment where everything is perfect, and I would drive 10 hours and go pack up just to get that one perfect moment of gliding over snow. And it's when the snow is really soft and the skis are really waxed, and you just make that perfect turn on that one little piece of snow, and nothing else matters. And I've done that for the last 58 years, every year. I think those are my favorite things to do. But again, I try not to get caught up in whether I'm good at them, whether the outcome is perfection, because it really, truly does not matter. You know, they're all just part of me. The happiness part of a lot of this is the sharing of it. So when I draw, people get to see the work that I've done. That's sharing. When I ski, I'm with people. That's sharing. It's not really just what you do, it's who you know. So most people, when they hear willpower, they don't think can-do power. They think willpower. Willpower to do something that they really didn't want to do in the first place. If I want to eat a cookie, if I have willpower, I won't eat that cookie. But what's really still true? I really wanted to eat that cookie. And one part of me, if I eat that cookie, is going to win. And one part of me, if I don't eat that cookie, is going to win. And it's impossible to win using that old paradigm that I think we mostly think of as in willpower. And it took me a long time to realize that when Angelique says, will you, she really means, will you? And it is a question, will you join me in doing this work? And will you be willing to make changes or try to make changes? Will you be willing to do some of that work? And it really did take me a lot of thinking till I got to it, because I was so used to thinking about willpower and not will as in can. And that's just how different Angelique's work really is. Don't think of it, if you hear a word, don't think you know or don't assume that it's used in the same old way, because her work really isn't used in the same old way. It's a real and honest question. Will you do the work? In my life, will you? I get it. I can. I will. I will be open to doing whatever the work is that calls me. So in this way, I truly have appreciated and do appreciate having Angelique around. She's taught me a lot, and I think I've come to a different place and a great place because I get to know her.
By learning and caring about our whole self, we can release unhealthy habits and become more vibrant, loving, and joyful. Will you grow? Yes, you can.
Encore, encore.
Pretty.
Very
That's
nice.
the rest of it.
Very nice.
It's fun.